Three, two, one. We are live from DJ Nasty Studio, Systems in Place, Season 2, 2021. Sounds like a fucking odd year, doesn't it?
Woo! Systems in Place, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. What's up? My name is DJ Nasty. And to the right of me, we have our beautiful...
Hey, this is V from Wigs by V.
Hey,
Happy New Year.
So, yeah, that's cool. Gamlin, like always, she chooses like the best names for everything.
I'm the introducer.
So, this is the introducer. And so what are we naming it? It's an odd what?
Odd year 2021.
All right, that's cool.
Because I don't know, it doesn't, I honestly, like, looking back, like, you know, when it was, like, the year 2000, it was, like, the new millennium, and it was, like, such a big deal. You never thought 2020, like, that just sounded so weird, right? Like, anything after 2000 just sounded weird. And now that we had, you know, one of the worst years of our lives pretty much, as a collective, as humans, 2021 just sounds like we woke up from a nightmare and all of a sudden we're in 2021.
Yeah, definitely. If you felt like it wasn't going to end and it just like ended like that, like with the snap of a finger, like where did October, November, and December go? Like those last 3 months, I was like, it was a blur. It was a blur, completely blur. But that's cool. But I mean, we have more beautiful things to wish for ourselves, and you know, like more good energy to provide for this year, 2021. As we keep it going, you know, it's gonna. I feel like 2021 was kind of sucky for a lot of people, and
2020.
Oh yeah, 2020. Fuck.
See, and it doesn't make sense. Like you're saying 2021. Like the other day too, I was thinking I haven't wrote down the date yet. Like 2021.
Yeah, that's true.
And it just, I don't know. It's just weird. Like it doesn't seem real.
I like it.
Hey,
I like it. The
you know
21.
What I heard? You know what I heard? 2021. Like, as in like 2021. Like it
So
won.
this is like,
You get
like
it when you say it
2021.
like that? 2021. like what did it win? What did 2020 win?
A whole lot of fear.
A whole lot of fear.
But there's good into it too, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it gave me a lot of time, for me at least, a lot of time with getting closer to like my kid, being more at home, grounding myself with like plants and healing. And there was a lot of good stuff. And I know a lot of people too that would agree with me that there was a lot. Like it gave us time, like it paused and gave us time to heal. Or maybe, you know, like it just depends too, like on point of view. As 2021, everything you guys are talking about, honestly, I don't really notice like a difference, because like even when I say Happy New Year, I say it with a smile because I think it's funny. There's nothing different. It's just another number that they've been given us, and we follow it. As long as you just focus like on the good. There's so much out there, and you changing, like whether it's 2021, 2022, whatever it is, like change and doing more things or different things, and not letting things like a pandemic stop you from
or like
that.
These dates, right? I feel like they're just towards the end, like they're just like goals or dates that you're like looking forward throughout your year to keep you busy in your lifetime. You know, like I feel like if we didn't have all these holidays and we didn't have like the New Year's or whatever, we would just be going through life, through the motion of life, and we would probably be more appreciative of each other, because there wouldn't be like a holiday where it tells you go love each other, like go buy roses for yourself, or
Remind people you
remind
care.
people that you love them, and say I care, and I bring a bear or something.
Yeah.
So
That's capitalism.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's part of like like it keeps you busy, keeps you like like
It
working
keeps
for other things.
the rich
Like definitely.
And the poor.
Yes.
And we saw that this past year for sure. There's a lot of rich people gaining that massive money. So I mean, when we have like the Bezos and the Gates and stuff like that.
Can I add to that? So I don't know. I haven't really been going out, but I went out like a few times to get Christmas gifts that my dad asked me to go get for him. So, you know, you go out to these stores, or like I went to the mall, I went to Fashion Valley, and it was like, you know, everything's like at like a quarter of whatever their capacity is. So they can only let 25% capacity. But you like notice the people that are at the mall, and it's like people with money. Like you know how we used to go to the mall and hang out at the mall and go get like people aren't doing that anymore. Like there's an obvious division of social class.
Yes, of course.
And it's so obvious because you see people are still traveling, but it's like obviously people that have money. You see people that are still shopping, but it's obviously people with money. And like you can see how the how this has affected the poor and the rich really aren't affected much because they still have the money to do what they want, to buy what they want, to go where they want. And it's an obvious, you can see it. You can see the social, the social segregation of that.
That's trippy because like you wouldn't think that just going into the mall and like and hanging out, like that would be like a, like it's like a ghetto thing to do. But that's what we did. People would go sit at the food court. Yeah, that's just the fun of it. You know what I mean? But and then you have. I mean, I've always window shopped like a motherfucker because I go to Swami, I go to the mall. So like, I mean, at the mall it's just kind of like I vest boy, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, that looks good. But then I'm like, oh, $50 for this fucking polo. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to a food court. I'm gonna get something, fill my belly because. But I mean,
it's more like a pastime.
Yeah,
cinnamon,
and it's a pastime, and it's a place where you go and just chill.
What's those pretzels, lemonade?
It used to be because even with the little playground, Ezekiel loved going there, and I did too. I would just sit there and chill while he just got tired. Hell yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
And now we don't have any. I mean, it's super weird. Like we can't even take them to like to the parks or anything. Like I mean, the parks are kind of cool now; they're open, but you can only take a kid to the park so many times, and before they get bored of the park, you know what I mean. So, and there's nothing else to kind of do in society wise, as in like more of the affordable things. And where you're going, I can see where you're going that because like you saw it in the mall, but I see it as in like places to take my kid. Where's it affordable for me to take my kid? It was affordable for me to go to the movie theaters and go watch a couple movies with my kid and eat some popcorn and drink some soda. Now, like, where do I go? I can't even to SeaWorld or to Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese is infinitely closed down. There's no other places that, like there's the skating rings, roller rinks, all these places that are just closed down and shut down for indefinite time. It kind of keeps getting pushed back, and we have this miracle smash bean, right? And then it's like it's gonna change everything.
Why you look at me?
Wait, what is that? I've heard that.
You haven't heard of
what
it?
Is that?
The smash bean. Yeah.
I read that, but I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The smash bean. Or
what is it
bean.
though?
So it's just like this magical like insertion. You're going to insert it into your skin. And then everything's going to be just wonderful in this world now. So, I mean, everything's going to be back to normal. We're going to be going maskless and, like, probably braless, too, through the...
Oh, well, I've been on that wave for years.
I mean, so it's just, maskless, braless.
Wow.
We're just, we're letting it all hang loose. And we're just going to be able to just, be a productive economy once again. But until they can force, I mean, obviously, as many people as they can to get it, and then we're gonna be, on our merry way to making thousands and thousands of dollars. So, don't worry, people, sit tight. There's help on the way.
The year just started.
The year just started, man.
It's only my 4th day out here. I don't know.
Hey,
I've been really lucky. I won like in 3 giveaways, so it's been
really
so amazing.
I won at the casino. I won $100.
See, I'm just like, hell yeah.
No, and then every machine that I'd be like, okay, go play that one. It was a winning machine.
Damn.
Luck was on my side this
weekend. I haven't even got stimulated yet.
Me either. My account is not stimulated yet.
Fuck, where's my stimmy?
Damn, I checked today.
I mean, yes, thank you, but really, no, I haven't even checked. To be honest, I haven't even checked. Seriously, I'm just like pissed about that. Like, obviously, I'll take it. Who's gonna say no? But I mean, if it was to a point where like my no mattered, then fuck yeah, I would be like, here's your 600. Like, I just think it took how many months to get this? It's like, this is where we know.
The last time they gave us money was in April.
Well,
it's a slap in the face.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, okay, that's how long ago that we got the money, but how long did it take for them to figure out, oh yeah, let's give them 600. And then what about all the money that's not even going to like us? Like, it's going like third parties. This is where no one's gonna come save you and help you. This is like you. What sources of income do you have? How are you working? What are you doing? Because life goes on.
Man, that's that brought into perspective. Like this year was so bad because of that. Was the fact that like like I've been listening. Like I listen to podcasts. Like every day. And I try to keep up with like financial stuff. I listen to like Dave Ramsey, the Hulk Hogan.
You should listen to Earn Your Leisure. That's a good one. That's a really
that's
good
cool.
one.
We got to start doing like a little podcast segment also.
Podcast
too, like,
shout-outs.
Podcast shout-outs. So, like these guys, they talk about like, financial stability, like you being able to like save in your Roth IRA and your like savings accounts and living your life, like pretty much the only debt that you have is like your mortgage. You're paying off your cars. You don't need to buy brand new cars because your cars are devaluating assets. Like as soon as you pull out of the dealership, your car devalues like 10 G's just right there on the spot. So and then as you keep on going. And they talk a lot about like, living within your means and stuff like that. And it's something that like, it's very like, it's hard to grasp and get in your mind. And not until you like go through something like this that you kind of just like fucking figure it out. You're like, fuck, okay, I see where they're coming from. And I see where this is, where these systems that they've had in place, like that they've always talked about, like I can see where this would have helped me out through this. And I would have been like, even less stressed out. You know what I mean? What if I could have been that person that was fucking traveling through the United States and fucking being at the mall fucking shopping? You know what I mean? Just because of the decisions that I put forth, a year ago since I started listening to the podcast. You know what I mean? So it's like little things like that it just like, that I think about like, just jump on the ball. Like if you think about it, do it. If you want to like, if you hear about it, do it and start practicing it. Because, like you have to be you have to practice what you preach and stuff like that. So like, and
Amen.
That's what these guys kind of like do. Like they talk to different people that I like it because they talk to like different people that talk into the show that have listened to their show and are, on their way to becoming millionaires. Just sustainably by themselves, them paying off their debt and then putting that money on the side that they need to in order for their investments to grow. It's what you're worth. It's not how much money you have in your pocket right now. Like I can have like $100 in my pocket, but how much is that fucking like that $100 can like only last me like today because I buy lunch, dinner, and whatever.
It's like I leave the house and it's $100 gone.
And the $100 gone. But can you say that you have $100,000 in your bank account and you're worth $100,000? You know what I mean? And you're like, whatever,
Liquid
whether
cash.
I work today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter because my money's still coming in. And are we working to get those different residual incomes coming in? So one of the bigger goals of this year is also for us is for me is to find more ways to make money. Like have more different sources of income coming in where I don't have to take care of them as much. So, like investing in maybe now stocks and stuff like that. Like I want to get myself more into like, I want to learn more about that. So little things like that are going to keep us going and making sure that you put that money off to the side and living like we live in the today. It's good to say, yeah, we live today, but also planning for the future. And I think that's one of the biggest perspectives that kind of came into my head this year. Like was like me, I've always been that type of person like, nah, chingue su madre, like ahorita compramos, we got this, you know what I mean? Treat good everything, today we live for today and tomorrow we don't know what happens. But sometimes it is good to think about what tomorrow is not going to happen, what it's going to bring to you, because those are that's how you live within your means, and you're going to be able to plan out for the rest of your life and the rest of, say, even the next month and stuff like that. Because right now, a lot of people are living week to week, month to month.
Damn, yeah, it's true. Or how, like myself, how like I try not to worry about it no more. Like actually, I won't even say that I am, but like thinking about like rent has to be paid. And whether you have clients or not for that month, but you just have to like, it's going to happen. It's happened all these other months. Why wouldn't it now? You just keep going. But I like that a lot because you were saying that, like thinking about like the future and stuff. I recently had, she's Mexican, like older and stuff, and she made like a comment, and I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, because I made like on what I want to do and like just like my goals, and she was just like, oh no, like you can't do that. And I was like, why not? You can't think like that. Like you have to be able to believe that you can, and you can change it. Just because it's been like that for how many years, you're able to change it, you know? And she's like, oh no, like da-da-da. I'm like, what? Like you have to think of what you're going to inherit it to your kids, or at least I have a kid, I have a son, and I think of things like that could have been helpful. Obviously they didn't, but I'm glad I think of the tools that if I would have had them, it would have helped. But what if my kid can have them? Why not give those tools to your kids, or for like your parents or whoever, like to inherit something, because life goes on. And I like that too, that you would be like, oh, I would spend, me too, dude. And now I'm just like,
yeah, see, so I mean,
let's save.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to like, yeah, and what I get a lot from the people that call in is like they talk about, you know, now they don't live day to day, and they can actually, like you said, go out and spend if they choose to, like, oh, go out to go to a fancy restaurant, or they actually have dates, you know, dinner dates with their partner every week, you know what I mean, that they don't miss out. Stuff like that just like puts everything into perspective. Like, yeah, as long as when you start taking charge of your bills, of, you know, your debt that you owe, you know, like write it down, you know, set it into fucking motion. You're like, this is the debt that I owe, no matter how much it is. You know what I mean? Like people call in, they're like, oh, I, you know, erased $90,000, you know, like $90,000 in debt. You know, and he was like, and the guy goes like, oh, how much? You know, like break it down. You know, like, well, you know, 40,000 was in school debt. Fucking 20 was in my car. Fucking da. The rest was in my credit card debt. Like, you know, credit card bills. Boom, boom, boom. And they're like, well, how'd you do it? You know, I just settled down and I follow the steps. You know, like they have like a, you know, like a book where, you know, it shows you like their steps. You know, you can buy that book, you know, through their websites and stuff like that. And, you know, like for me, I'm like, I don't like to listen to books. I listen to podcasts. So
Audiobooks.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, and I don't know if they have the audio one, but I will check in that. But I listen to them, like, you know, as much as I can, and I try to, like, you know, just take in as much of what they're teaching the people and what the people talk about, because obviously they're talking about the book and they're talking about, you know, what happens, and, you know, they're kind of giving it away, right? But, you know, taking the book, you know, taking as much as you can. But it's really inspiring to see, like, you know, to hear that people like, fuck, you're like, damn, like, I'm over here with fucking maybe $5,000 in debt, and these fuckers are like fucking bringing down 90,000, and then they're like, well, and how much income do you have? You know, like, what's your yearly income? You know, like 60,000. Wow, you did that on a 60,000. You really cut back. Yes, we cut back on our internet. We cut back on our phones. You know, we've been living fucking, you know, like no going out, no fucking eating, no doing this, da. So it's just like shit that, like, you've said before. You're like, I cut my fucking, you know, internet bill, and I pretend I have internet for the next 4 or 5 months, and then I fucking go and, you know, I have a fucking little chunk right there.
We did that.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, that kind of got me into perspective. Like, damn, that's a pretty neat
and
way.
And it sucked when we didn't, but the salon had it. I'm paying the salon for something. It has internet. We need internet. Well, we go to the salon. Yes, it's an inconvenience. Yes, it sucked. We did it almost for a year. Yeah, it sucked. And I would have people, the first question they would always ask, oh, what's your internet? Don't have one. And people would look at me like,
oh, at Wigs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
no,
okay.
At my house.
Oh, at your house.
No, at Wigs I have it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like, and if I needed it, like for me or personal use or whatever, we would have to go to the salon.
Oh, but I thought at the salon you wouldn't give it out to your clients.
No, to my clients I do.
No. This is personal.
No.
It's $5.
You're slowing down. I'm downloading my novella for later.
We have 2 different ones for our clients and one for us. So no, we're good. No, I'm at my house, and it sucks. You know, like it sucked not having internet because we didn't have like certain things, like, you know, being able to like watch like Netflix and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. You figure you
it's
just
funny
fine.
that you say that, but like then I go like, I wouldn't have Netflix. I never fucking watch.
Because that's another charge. Netflix is another.
Well,
charge.
we would actually have Netflix. That I won't lie, because we use it at the salon too, or stuff like that, or Ezekiel. So we do, and I think my parents use it too. I don't even know who has my Netflix info. Who has my Netflix info?
That's how it is. I remember when that shit first came out.
Come forward,
dude. Everybody started fucking sprint. Like there was like one
they got got smart,
for
huh?
for all the Escondidians that have like one fucking Netflix account. Dude. I swear,
It's Esco760 password Escondido 1.
Who the fuck knew? Right? But
No,
everybody had it.
but they get smart. They got so
I know
smart.
now, yeah.
Same with the whole Venmo thing. I thought that was messed
they do
up.
profile now. They do. They're like, here, everybody has their own profile. Like, who the fuck is this?
More money.
Profile?
It's more money. More money.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. I mean, and that's, but look at, I mean,
Yeah.
do we, like, it sucks because we knock on these companies and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? Like, these companies are fucking smart.
Look at them.
They're growing and they change with the fucking times.
Yeah.
You know how much money they made this pandemic?
Yes,
Everyone was stuck on Netflix watching The Queen's Gambit.
And you know what I saw? I saw that Amazon's I saw it on, where was it? It said, it was like an advertiser and said like, oh, if you have EBT card and you can get Amazon for like half the price. And I was like, what? I didn't even know that shit. I was like, what? Like, that's sick. You know, in a way that's sick, but at the same time, it's like, they're getting smart. That's smart. Like, hell yeah. You know?
7-Eleven takes fucking EBT, of course.
I like that shit. I was like, fuck yeah. You know, that's like, you know, like a code or whatever. I was like, okay.
That's cool.
Why not? Shit.
I don't know, man.
But then, okay, so yeah, they're like, they want to help, but at the same time, like, it's only making us dependent on, you know, their funds or like government assistance. Like, I don't remember what country. My brother was telling me that they're doing like universal income for everyone. I don't remember what country it was. I think it was like Switzerland or something like that. Which, when you hear about it, it sounds amazing. Like, who doesn't want to have universal income? But at the same time, you're depending on them for your income.
And you already saw how much they just recently supposedly sent out. So.
And they're already, and that was for what? That was like
for a whole year.
Like a whole year's worth. Penny pinching. But then, like, think like, okay, the system that they have in place, like the government, the United States government, it is a business. It's not a government. It's a business. 100%. We are employees. Our social security number is our employee ID. They track all the money that we make, and then they tax us on it, and you get taxed on every single thing that you buy, no matter if it's a fucking burger, a wig, a fucking sign, anything and everything gets taxed.
Or DJ.
And we're paying these politicians and this president, which they're running this corporation, and these government officials, they're running this system that is in place, and they have all these lobbyists that control everything. They control the food that we eat. They control the fucking cars that we make. Everything. They control everything. They have their hands in everything. Yeah, and what are you gonna do when the people start questioning them? Like, this government and this system is rigged for their benefit. It's rigged for the 1%. And it's rigged for us to do all the work for the rest of our lives so they can live comfortably and enjoy the mall during a pandemic and travel freely. The airlines are still running. Like, how come, you know, I can't fucking go to Chuck E. Cheese, but people can fucking sit in a plane for 16 hours if they want to.
Or before you check in, or go into the airport, you have to be like 6 feet apart, but when you sit down, you guys are right next to each other.
No,
like,
but you're sitting down.
Make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Like, this system,
the virus doesn't travel when you sit down,
needs to be dismantled, because it's just like how they talk about like crooked police unions and stuff. Like, they're set up from their
all the way from the bottom.
From the top to the bottom. They're set up from their predecessors to you know, go by these rules, and their rules set up for them specifically, and they do what they want with our money. Like, they can't open our schools, they can't provide, you know, the hybrid learning, but all this for what? Like, it's all gonna come to the expense of our kids and the next generation, unless, you know, we fucking cause havoc and we don't pay our taxes. But how are we gonna do that?
No, you go to jail.
I will say that this year, there's a lot going on, like in our planets, whether people believe it or not. But there's a lot going on, and there's a reason why they've kept us indoors. They don't want us to have that energy or like that power, like whatever it is, because it's there, it's in the energy. You feel it. There's something going on. There's just no way they just picked up one day and decided to care for you or me or whoever. There's just no way. There's so much more out there.
It just like seems ridiculous that like all of a sudden, like, you know, to be honest, like they're just, you know, like, oh, we care about you. It's a pandemic. Put on a mask. Stay 6 feet. Wash your fucking hands. Bañate. You know, they were insane. You shower before you go into your house. Remember,
Take all your clothes off. Don't bring the clothes.
When did that stop? You know what I mean? Like, when did that stop? You know what I mean? Like, you don't hear that shit anymore.
Yeah, saying that like, COVID can live on surfaces for 48 hours.
Fucking, you know, going through your garage, you know, put your clothes right in the washer as soon as you walk in.
Get a sanitizing spray.
It's just like crazy.
Money,
so it's just
money.
like these little things that kind of,
the
you know,
toilet paper.
The toilet paper.
You know how much money? You know how much money they made?
Yep.
Just by causing fear and this uproar that we're gonna run out of toilet paper. Bitch, use a rag.
Okay,
what the fuck?
Where's
a bidet? Yeah, like use a little spray bottle or something.
Is that crazy how as human beings are so connected like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, just think about that shit, dude.
Oh my god,
like, think
dude.
about that shit. Well, like how like when you're in the store and you see somebody grab fucking four fucking rolls of toilet paper, and then you see the next person grab 2, and you're just like,
that's why Costco put a limit.
What the fuck's going on? No, like when it first started, like what the fuck's going on?
But the thing of it is,
then all of a sudden everybody in the store is grabbing like 4 fucking pieces of toilet paper, and nobody fucking knows why.
But the thing of it is, there was so much food. And I was sitting there, like, because my mom would call me and be like, go check. And I'm like, dude, what the F? Like, I'm good. Huh? No, there was a lot of food. That's what I didn't understand. There was no toilet paper, but there was food.
There was no toilet paper in the big stores. All the little stores, like the corner market, they had toilet paper because everyone was going to the big store.
Yeah. It's the way I see it. It was just a trial. The first time was just a trial to see how we are and figure it out. And then they saw, oh hell yeah, and then they did something that tricked the brain of those that went and got fucking toilet paper, because that's the only way I believe it. You either drink water that has something, or I don't know.
You're gonna drink the Kool-Aid or not?
Or even when we shower, something. Because
I have something. Remember when we were talking about how when Kobe Bryant died and like Chrissy Teigen like lost a baby, and then Trump got COVID, and like it was like a collective of emotions that was like, okay, so
controlling
I learned what it's called. It's called energy looshing. So it's like, there's a theory, right? And
keep talking. I'm gonna turn on the heater.
And it was like,
and
okay,
bring the cups.
You know when like, I don't know, when you guys like started going down the rabbit hole and you started waking up. I don't know if you guys heard about the aliens, the Anunnaki aliens that were like the ones with the big heads and stuff. So those were the ones that supposedly came to Earth and mated with us, and it was like they pretty much created the new species, right? Like a hybrid form of humans. So these aliens left, right? And we're supposedly like their entertainment. And so they do things to fuck with us as a collective, and they harvest our energy. So they use our energy. I don't know if they use it as fuel. I don't know if they use it like for like good or evil, but that's what it's called. It's called energy looshing, and it's when us as a collective are triggered or are influenced by the media, or you know, something tragic that happens. And remember when I was telling you, like I feel bad for her, but I don't feel bad. Like I'm not gonna let it like break me, and like I'm not gonna like share my story or like go out of my way to feed that energy and to feed that whatever they want to do, because it's you're doing exactly what they want you to do, and you're contributing your energy into something, whether it be negative or positive. You're still letting it affect you to the point where you're oozing that energy.
That
sounded like a Rick and Morty episode.
They already,
I swear to God.
But it's a trip, huh? Like, it makes sense, like how the media controls you and how it's like all connected.
Controls your emotions. Yeah, your emotions are being controlled for sure. Like, You know, like you said, like when Kobe passed away, you like it was just like everybody was just
It
in
was
such a shock.
worldwide.
And that was even before like COVID started. So like that's why
That
it's so
was
even weird.
worldwide.
Because that kind of just like toppled this whole fucking chain of emotion. Like you say, chain of emotions that were just like kind of just like you
Like
felt
every
the
day was
vibration
something
was, like,
different.
bad was just like it was just like you feel it in yourself or like even like around the people that you were.
Yeah,
Because it
those
wasn't
were
even,
sad
like-
days.
Yeah.
Damn.
They were.
You know what I mean? Like how it all started. Think about how it all started. Like you know, that the beginning of the year was like really
And then
super sour.
and then they closed everything, and everyone, you know, your business closed, and everyone was like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And it was just like a collective of emotions, and they just fed off of it. They use us. We're like farm animals to them.
Do you think so? That would be fucking trippy. Because there's an episode on Rick and Morty about like okay, like you're saying, right? They're feeding off of the animals or the planet and off the vibrations. But this place, fucking the scientist created a fucking motor for his fucking car, and he put a fucking multiverse inside his fucking car, and then the aliens in there, he fucking transported himself into that little miniverse, and then he went in there and he told the people, "Oh, hi, I'm an alien from fucking this universe. If you stand on these little machines that I give you, these will produce power for all your whole kingdom and shit, right?" So every single day for 7 hours or 8 hours, these people in this little box and that power his motor, they fucking go in there and they fucking pedal, right? For 7 to 8 hours, and that shit powers electricity, gives them electricity for their fucking city to strive, et cetera, right? And this was brought down energy from, you know, an alien from up above, and this fool comes in his fucking little spaceship, and he's like, "Look, watch, I even put on a little costume." And he goes, he puts on the costume, he's like, "Watch, I can really get him when I do the slow staircase drop," and he goes, and everybody's like, "Oh," you know, like all and then he's like, "Greetings," and he's like, "Oh, here, I taught him that the fuck you signal means hello." So he's like, "Greetings," Earthlings or whatever, and everybody's like, "Greetings," and they're going, "Fuck you."
That's sick.
He's like, "So what's happening?" You know?
Another thing I learned was that so you know how there's all these movies like the end of the world movies and shit, and like Armageddon and stuff, and like all these movies are supposed to frighten us into thinking that it's the end of the world is supposed to be like hell on earth. And they kind of like, we're living with this idea that one day it's gonna happen, that you know, one day, you know, it can happen. And at the same time, like, there's this, I think it has a name, I can't remember the name, but it's like the theory that they're supposed to show us everything that's gonna happen through movies and television.
Oh yeah,
so it can kind of program us to
for like an easier death.
Yeah. So we can kind of so they can have control over us when the time comes.
We're manipulated.
I don't know. I'm a big believer of like, if it like the world comes to an end, like we won't even know what hit us, and I think that would be like the best way to go. You know what I mean?
Like just die
Like,
as a collective.
Boom. Like, nah, I don't know if. See, so that's where it's hard. You know what I mean? Because like, if you die as a collective, like, you know that I mean, like the whole planet would be exploded and incinerated, right? But say like, I mean, if a meteor crashes, boom, you fucking, you know, like if you're anywhere close to the explosion, like where to that meteor falls, like obviously you're fucking out. But would you prefer to be die in like in the impact, or live through nuclear winter? Because nuclear winter would be like pretty much fucking the Book of Eli type of shit, where, you know, like it would be like cloudy for the rest of 10-15 years for the rest of, you know,
You
like
should watch planet. The Midnight Sky on Netflix. With George Clooney. All right, it's about that.
Is that a new one?
Yeah, it just came out.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about that. It's about how we didn't take care of planet Earth, and there was a spaceship that went to Mars, or maybe not Mars. It went to one of the other planets to see if human life could survive there, and it could. But by the time they get back to planet Earth, or like in the range to be able to like communicate with planet Earth, the planet was already dead, and everyone had been sent already, like to space, and there was only George Clooney se quedó, and yeah, he stayed and he communicated with the girl that was navigating the spaceship. It's really good. It has a good backstory to it too.
Well, I've never really been into movies because I feel like they are there to brainwash us, but I do feel that none of that's gonna happen. They just give us like the worst case scenario. So when they play pandemics like we had in 2020, it's something that we're like, oh, in our mind we've seen worse. You know, we've seen
No, yeah,
so this is, you know,
that's
a little trial.
No, that is a very good
an
perspective
experiment.
to put yourself in as. Because like, I mean, if you've seen worse on movies, you're like, oh, you know,
Well, it's
like,
not
It's
that
already
bad.
in your brain.
Hey, but I mean,
yeah.
UFOs are here. Did you
I
see
saw
that?
one
Yeah, did you see
today.
one? No,
I swear to
get
God.
the hell
I
outta here.
swear
Well,
to
they've been
God.
saying that they're kind of like,
Dude, so
Dude, in
that
on my way
bill,
from
that
Vegas.
bill that they passed, they says that they're gonna disclose fucking more UFO files in 6 months. That
I
bill
swear
with
to
the
God, I
stimulus and
saw
everything,
one.
That actually is that's in the
why are we
paperwork.
even?
Yeah, it's like in a few days they're gonna unleash the
Dun,
info.
dun, dun, dun.
So it was weird because
See, I told you there's so much energy out there, and the thing of it is like, I feel like there's so much more than we're being told. So if they're
yeah.
telling us this, it's because there's some crazy ass
Oh,
energy.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
don't even know.
look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all the moons we've had, all the things that are going on with the planets. There's so much. Like for like, I think it was like 200 and something years we were living like in a certain sign, and then now we're like in another one.
the
and
age
it's-
of Aquarius.
Oh, yeah,
it's
the
just
age of
like,
So the
Aquarius.
age of-
damn.
Yeah.
It just makes you like now, and it's all about like the opposite of what we've been living. It's all like the happiness, all the good, all the, you know.
I haven't looked into that.
I kind
you
of did a
looked
little
at
bit based on one of my girlfriends that told me, and I didn't know that.
Like the age of Aquarius and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
and there-
really?
it's-
Well, that started in 2012. The age
Right?
of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius.
That's when we started transitioning into age of Aquarius.
No, but we're in a new one, right?
the age of
Yeah.
Aquarius.
But that
So,
one, it's just about, I don't know much about it, but I do know it's about to just start though. It's not that it just
So-
happened. So it's like a new, I'll tell you guys next week more.
It takes time for us to get there, but we're going into it. So now we're in it. So we were it took us like 8 years to
Yeah.
tap into it, but now we're like
Well,
officially in
Dude,
the
that's
age of
so
Aquarius.
fucking, like,
It's
are we fucking
different.
traveling? Like, where the fuck
Yeah,
are we
of course
traveling?
we
That it's
are.
like fucking.
Well,
it takes
it's-
us 8 years to get there, and then now we're all of a sudden in the age of Aquarius, and then like age of Aquarius. How long would that be? 12 years?
Like
10
another
years?
I want to say like that it would stay here
Because that's
we've
that's
been
the whole
living
thing
in one.
behind. Because that's the whole thing
How long
behind the
is
Aston
the age of
calendar.
Aquarius?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org.
Um,
The age of Aquarius
it'll
in astrology
last-
is either the current or forthcoming astrological age, depending on the method of calculation. Astrologers
2,000
maintain
years.
that an astrological age is a product of the Earth's slow precessional rotation and lasts for 2,160 years. On average, one great year equals 25,920 year period of precession. 12 zodiac signs equals 2,160 years.
So we pretty much are in each sign for like that's why the age of Aquarius, or I don't remember what age it was before, but that's what the Mayan calendar ended, because it was going to be a start of a new age. So in 2012 was the start of a new age, and now in 2021 we're like in it. So
that's
it start because it's so long, you know.
Yeah. And sometimes I think, like, do you think maybe, like, I mean, obviously they didn't mess up, but what if they meant 2021?
Honestly, I think they were
And somebody
so
read it wrong.
they
or some
were
shit.
so tapped into the stars and the moon, and they followed that so religiously that that's what they based all of their beliefs in. I don't think they were wrong.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
trippy.
think it meant it was the end of the world either. I
No,
do
definitely not.
completely think it was the start of a new age.
Which we did live it, and it was hell.
Oh my god.
Let
that
me
was
tell
the
you about the
trippiest.
alien
Okay,
UFO
okay,
I
okay,
saw
okay,
though.
okay.
Okay, so we were leaving Vegas, and it was like right before you get to Area 51 in between Vegas. And it was like I saw a bunch of those airplanes with the chemtrails, and I was just like thinking like, oh shit, they're going heavy on the chemtrails today. And then it was like this UFO, And it was weird because you could see little airplanes, like those little small airplanes, like flying around. But it looked nothing like what I saw because it had a glare. And airplanes usually don't have glares. So it was like a mirrored object. And then you can see energy around it. So it was like a little glared object.
Like it's bending time and stuff like that?
But it was like a triangle around it, but you could see the energy. It wasn't solid. It was energy around it. And it disappeared like that. Like as soon as we drove past the mountain, I couldn't find it anymore.
Damn.
And it disappeared and it came back and then it disappeared again. When I was like, where did it go?
See, I've never been...
Telling you there's something out there.
I've never been lucky enough to witness a UFO, but I think I would shit my pants.
It's coming.
Or either
You'll
pee
see
them.
it.
Because I'm like, I'm always
maybe
looking up
that's why they're
every
gonna
time.
tell us because they're planning to come soon. Maybe they're
Why do you think
communicating
they've been
with them.
keeping us at
Maybe
the
they're
house?
watching the SIP podcast. Hey guys,
What's
we come in peace. Make sure
We
you
come in peace.
Make sure you come for the interview. Yeah, Rick and
What's
Morty, we come in
up?
peace. Oh my God,
I'm not scared of you.
I might get the shivers, but I'm down. We're down for new adventures. Guys, survival mode. We got 2021. The SIP podcast, it looks like we're getting a little bit off track.
Well, we've been off track.
We've been off track. It's off the rails. It's okay. So 2021, we got survival mode, guys. I want to go into like the whole thing about being able to provide more money and, you know, maybe just getting rid of some stuff that you have in your home. Remember, people, your trash is somebody else's treasure. That is I am a very fond believer of that. Because when I have a garage sale at my house,
This would be a good place for a garage sale.
yeah, so I have. Oh yeah, they're good right here.
Yeah, I
so
bet.
when I ever have a garage sale, you know, people always come and find all my cool stuff, really interesting, and they buy them. So I mean, if you guys are looking for a source of income, make sure you guys start bringing out those old things, man. Start decluttering. Trust me. If anybody needs to declutter, it's DJ Nasty.
It's so hard.
Me fool.
It is
I always think I
super
might
hard.
use it or need it or some shit.
Or then you get rid of it and then you need it.
Oh, that's the
Bro,
worst.
there's un papel que it just keeps coming through here all the time, and I just see it and I pick it up, and it's a certificate from when I was in preschool, but
Shut
up. Come on,
Preschool? No mames, way.
Dude,
But I
take a
still
picture
see
of it.
I guess, right?
I mean, if you really have to, you can just...
Laminate it or something.
It is laminated. That's
Oh
what's
my
lasted so long. It's
So why
God.
don't you
right
keep
there.
it? You should just put it up there.
You
it's
should,
fine right
you
up
know,
there. It's
you know what you should do? This is what I did for my son. Well, I don't even know what I have in there. You know those boxes that they sell like at TJ Maxx? Those really nice boxes.
Okay.
You just put it in there. I have a box full of like things that I can't get rid of, like those high school ID cards and like just random shit, like little you know. And I have it in there, like all the pictures I got for high school, like the star
Damn,
shots
that's
and
so
stuff.
funny. You just brought that up.
I have
That's so funny,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
Because we're moving in April, and the first thing I thought was I'm gonna start in the outside closet, and I have a shitload. So sorry, friends, I'm throwing that shit out. For what? Just to carry it to another place, even though there's some pictures of me too.
I know.
Fuck that. I'm just gonna grab out.
No,
because
don't throw
you
it
know
away.
sometimes when you go through it, it makes it harder. But it's
I never go through it though.
it's
just
an
there.
internal problem that we
Yes.
hold value to materialistic
I'm
things.
a hoarder.
I have that problem,
too.
and I will admit,
Especially with clothes.
clothes not so much. I kind
That's
of,
candy.
I kind of got rid of that tendency.
Like,
But
you've never worn this. It's still on tag.
I know,
bro.
same.
Like, brother, why did you take off? I'm like, as soon as I buy shit, I always take off the tags, right? Y luego lo quiero devolver. Pues pendejo, pues I already took off the tags. But you know, like girl, like Forever
That's
21
why-
doesn't even exist anymore.
Dude, yo me la paso en la segunda. I love thrifting. I love second
I've been trying
hand.
to
I have no
stuff.
room in my closet. I can't do that shit.
Like this coat I got at the thrift store. These pants I got at the thrift store.
Damn, fucking Macklemore over here. Fucking super.
That's where you gotta go?
Yeah.
That thing looks warm as fuck.
It is.
I'm over here turning on the heater and shit.
It's a little old, but
No, it looks
it does
good.
the job.
You rock it.
Thanks.
So, offer up, guys. If you guys
I
don't
love
want to
offer up.
fucking move out of your casa, Make sure you guys get an offer up.
Do offer up. It's free.
And you guys have Facebook, what's it called? A market too. So
just dealing with all the people.
Pictures.
No, I would do offer up because I feel like the marketplace, you post it for everyone to see, and like offer up, it's like near me. It's like you're close to me. You can put your zip code. Craigslist. I feel like offer up is more faster. It's more faster. Backpage. I mean, if you're trying to sell ass. We don't discriminate here.
We don't discriminate. Oh, guys,
survival mode.
Yeah. Started offer OnlyFans.
Oh God.
Yeah.
If you need some extra income. Okay. And
don't listen to that.
Dude, hey, these girls
Teach
been making
your
bank.
own.
They've been making bank off that shit, and I am not.
They
hating.
just take pictures of their feet and stuff.
Yeah, see, take pictures of my ugly ass feet. I'm gonna put them on OnlyFans.
Low key, people with foot fetishes, they like ugly feet.
Oh God. I have chunky feet. Everybody wants to pay me. Let me know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Just start posting them. Fuck it. We'll get a following.
I'm on survival mode. I think I've been in survival mode ever since I started.
What if I do only feet too, and then it's my feet, but it's just like they're all pedicured and all nice and shit.
Do it. Te va a
I'll
salir más
put
caro
a
el
name.
pedicure.
I'll put a name. Put a girl name on there.
You could say,
catfish.
pay for my pedicure.
I'm gonna be a footfish. Ooh, footfish.
Pay for my pedicure.
There you go. Footfish. I'm gonna catfish people into thinking that it's a girl, but
you could.
I'm down for that. But there's another way of income for me. So another way of income. Another way of income.
Well, if you end up needing a wig to transgender or something like that, let me know.
I'm talking about my feet, okay? There's nothing else going on above here, girl.
At least shave your big toe, okay, when you do it.
Oh yeah, nah. That's what entices people. They're like, oh man, those look really feminine, but then there's a little bit of hairs coming out.
Look at those hairs.
But look at those hairs.
That's weird that we grow hair on our toes. For what?
We used to be so hairy because we used to be in the trees.
It protects us.
Don't you remember?
It protects us, our body.
But why our feet? Like, and are
warm.
your hands too? Right here, you get little.
Because it keeps you
Yeah,
warm.
it's supposed to like.
No, this is so you swim
to
faster.
feel.
So you swim faster?
Hey, somebody sent me a meme and it was funny because it was like it had a guy's wrist, wrist, and then had a girl's wrist, right? And then the guy's wrist, it had the girl's name, right? It said like Brianna. And then the girl's wrist, it said like Jose, right? And like, so when they were showing off their bracelets, right? But in the guy's fucking wrist, it's all like no hairs or nothing. And on the girl's wrist, it's like fucking hairy as fuck. And then on the meme, it says, we all know these people. We all know.
That's fucked
We
up.
all know. But that shit was hairy as fuck. I mean, but yes, we cans, guys. We're starting back up with Yes We Cans. Last season, we have $50 that we're gonna go ahead and keep on. I mean, I still have like another probably $60 back there right now in my cans right now. So I mean, we're just gonna keep on adding to the Yes We Cans. I love the fact that I want to still keep on trying to help out people, and I want to have more people join into our thing. I know my friend from Fatty said that she was down to have me bring in a can, and she's on vacation right now, so like big shout out to her.
Shout out
Olga, hell yeah. So once she gets back, I'm gonna go ahead and go full throttle with that on her restaurant. My parents' restaurant still, they give me cans every day, every week. I have my other friend Arlene, and it's like a mutual friend between me and Candy. It's actually her best friend. So shout out to Arlene.
Her job, right?
Well, it's actually more of her family. Like, it's actually, I thought it was from her job, but she was like, oh no, because my job, I don't know if they're gonna get butthurt or not. So I was like, all right, cool. But I was like, girl, I don't want to take from you guys. Like, she's like, I don't want to take from you guys because I know that there's people that use this as a source of income too. You know what I mean? Like, I've been a big advocate of that. Of, you know, if you need some extra cash, go hustle that shit in the mornings, man. Fucking 6 a.m., 5 a.m., you got everybody going to work, everybody throwing away their cans from the day before, everybody cleaning out their cars. Boom, there's recycle in all those cans. I know it's dirty. I know COVID, whatever. So if you're scared, wear a glove. But if you're in a time
Use
where
protection.
Put your mask on.
Yeah,
Use protection.
Use protection.
Hey, even at the gas stations, they have gloves for you.
Oh, really?
At AM, PM, they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
AMPM stepping up.
Making it easy for you.
So see, guys, trust me, you'll find cans. Trust me, there's like literally everywhere. And now that I do this, like I feel like they just appear more and more. You know what I mean? I have that mentality of like, you know, attracting things into your life. So the more that you look for this money, guys, the more that you have that hustler mentality, man, just fucking, you know, just keep on looking for new ways to make money, man. Trust me, if you're on the hunt, you know, that prey is gonna show up and it's gonna be right there, man. But you have to be ready with your tools sharpened, with your, you know, your steak ready to eat that, you know, with your knife all sharp and ready to go, for you ready to, you know, bust in and put in some work, man, because 2020 just left like that. It left a lot of us on our asses. I'm gonna say me myself included. You know, like I'm not even gonna fucking lie, you know, but it's part of, you know, if 2020 didn't fucking make you mad and say I'm gonna fucking change my life and I'm gonna change what I do and this is not gonna happen to me again no matter what the fuck happens in the world. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna come and fucking save us. Ain't nobody gonna come and be daddy. Ain't nobody gonna be daddy governor. Ain't nobody gonna be daddy fucking president. Ain't nobody
Unless
gonna
you
be
have
fucking,
a sugar daddy.
Unless you have a sugar daddy.
I became my own sugar daddy.
See, and that's what I need to become too, because like there's no chick over here fucking going nasty. Here's some money.
Sugar mama.
So at the end of the day, not all of us are very, you know, like fortunate to have like the looks or the bodies and stuff like that. And if you do, kudos to that, man. You fucking aprovechalo, because, you know, we're fucking getting old and
Gravity.
You're not going to be fucking like that for the rest of your lives. So, yeah. So, I mean, like I said, if 2020 did not fucking put you into a different perspective on your fucking survival mode, your grind mode, you know, and it didn't change you and didn't get something in your body ticking to fucking start that podcast, start that video blog, start a new job, change jobs, you know, and I don't know what else is going to do it for you.
Anything as long as you change.
You might just be a lost cause, but even then, I believe in you. And I think, you know, you probably just got to fall down a couple more times. And
not even, you don't. You can just remember when you fell or when you fucked up or whatever. Yeah, it's like,
but sometimes we don't learn. I mean, like I've honestly been there. Like I've been there a lot of times where, you know, like I fall, and I just keep getting back on the same horse. You know, and it's fun. You know, like this is the bumps that we like to go through, and that's how we kind of learn. V brought us this cool little champagne.
Oh.
Or no, what is it? Apple cider.
Apple cider, yeah.
Pop
Let's
it
open
open,
it.
girl.
Go for it.
Let's do this.
Do the honors.
Yeah.
Quick reminder, guys. We do have, if you guys are still listening to us, make sure you guys tune in on our Spotify and iTunes. It looks like we have a nice big following in both of our Spotify and iTunes. But I think our iTunes is beating it, right?
Yeah, Apple Podcast. Systems in place. If you guys haven't, please rate and review us. Share us with a friend. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave us a comment. Anything to show us that you guys are listening.
Yeah, that's super awesome, guys. Definitely, we do these videos for everybody, and, you know, like kind of just, we like to do the whole video and talking so you guys can kind of feel like you guys are with us and around us, and I feel some a little bit more homey and stuff. And it gets us excited to be out here with you guys. It really pushes me. You know, I feel like we have been MIA for about a month now.
Which you were warned about.
You were warned about. So, but we definitely this year, more goals. We want to get you guys into the right mindset to be able to start your own business, keep your life going, or just that kind of just keep on entertaining and just listen to us too. If you're not into like the whole big entrepreneurship, trust me, entrepreneurship, businesses is not for everybody. I've learned that it's hard. There's times when I want to give up. Like there's times when there's too many, I take on too much work because
it's a one man.
Because it's just me and I just want to do it, and you know, and I just can't say no sometimes. But you know, it really pushes you when you get yourself out of your comfort zone. You can really see how much you can get done, and it's amazing when you prove yourself. You know, you just prove to yourself. I'm here just to prove it to myself that I can do it. I don't think I want to prove it for anybody else but myself, and maybe my kids one day when they can see see us here, I guess.
But what better way than just yourself and changing and doing something different? Because you're always going to be in the same way. It's like you keep talking about 2020. Same thing with 2021. It's in a year from now, it's going to be gone. So it's like, what did we do? Obviously, 2020 was hard to like do.
Oh, but girl, boy.
Cheers to 2021.
There's no alcohol.
No, there isn't.
Oh.
It's just a bunch of fizz.
Fizz, face.
Oh.
Those open, man.
I just want, give me that one. I want a little bit because I had soda earlier and I get gassy.
Oh, she gets gassy. Guys, sweet. That's awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Salud.
To a wonderful new year. Guys, may we all get what we deserve. And if we don't, we need to definitely work harder because that's what you brought into yourself. So I definitely look forward to a blessed more new year. There's more events and opportunities coming up. I think, like they're coming up, and be ready, guys. Be ready to work. Don't wait for these government checks to come in and stuff like that. I think guys can do it by yourself. As long as you keep your mind sharp, your eyes sharp, and look for that money, man.
Because it's there. It's there. If they can have it, we can have it.
Trust me, they're printing it out all day, every day. So it's there. I mean, it's not like it's going anywhere. There's no more people hoarding it than less than other. So.
And sometimes it's hard to like come up with like a good source of income, but think about it this way: like as long as you invest, you have to invest, whether it's energy, a lot of times it's money, and sometimes it's not going to be that or whatever it is.
Knowledge.
Just do it. Yeah, knowledge is huge, huge,
like
and a lot of people
knowledge.
Underestimate that. But knowledge will take you so many places and it's on your mind, because like you can be taught a certain thing or like anything like that, but you take that to like a whole new level, so, and that whole new level could be what sets you apart from everybody else or not. But I mean, why not?
I've been really interested in how the mind works. I've always been really interested about how the mind works, but lately I'm more interested in how my mind works. Just because I feel like I've lived so much for my age that it gets to the point where like I catch myself getting into certain phases at certain times of the year, and then I'm one of those people that like people love to come to me for things, like whether it be just distressing or just talking or whatever, but I feel like I'm not that type of person. I kind of just stick to myself, and it like I rather tell a stranger my problems than someone I know, because I feel like I don't know, like I don't feel comfortable sharing my problems, I guess, in that extent. And
there's definitely people that can just like cry over like just bawl out and tell you everything. You're just like, whoa, too much overload of information. And there's people that like to keep yours bottled in. I feel, I don't know, like I've thought about it because I feel like it makes me seem like a bitch or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I would see why a lot of guys would go towards that way. But for women, I feel like it's more of a like it's just like a cry, you know what I mean? For like not for help, or it's just, you just don't have anybody to talk to about it. So you just kind of like the first person that you go and that seems nice, you just kind of just bawl it out on. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know. Like for me, I started noticing maybe like 3 years ago that I get like seasonal depression. And I never thought of myself as like being depressed, or, I lived such like a fast lifestyle for so many years. And, a lot of like my outlet or my my go-to was partying and like drinking and stuff. So I feel like that kind of masked my my seasonal depression or whatever. And so ever since last year, like I stopped partying, to the extent that I was like every weekend or whatever. And, you know, it kind of gave me more time to like sit alone and really see how my mind works and like why I'm the way that I am. And like you said, sometimes I feel like because I don't express myself completely, it gives me like a look or like a desensitized you know, feeling, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not even that. It's just that like I've like learning all this about like energy looshing and like where your energy goes and like how you're, that's like the one thing that you are in control of is like your energy and like what you put out and like how it affects people. Like I've just been very mindful of that, like the like how I react to things and how I don't react to things, and you know, like sharing everything on social media and then not sharing everything on social media. And it's kind of like the, you know, what people can't fuck up what they don't know, or
Yeah, that's true.
or what was this thing that I read? It said people can't bring you down if they can't catch up to you, or if they can't reach you.
If they can't reach you.
If they can't reach you. And so like that's kind of been like my outlook like this past month that I've, you know, been, you know, with family and like seeing how like the holidays are so different this year, and like, you know, like being at the mall and like feeling almost guilty of being at the mall. Like, what am I doing here? You know, why am I here? Like,
so
it's like this is not my place. Like I don't want to be here. And just like I feel like the vibe around the holidays this year was just so off. Like people are always so, oh, they have to go Christmas shopping, we have to go get the tree, and we have to set up the decorations and all that. And it's like, it seems like it's more stress than, you know, than anything. But
it
then
was more stressful to go do those things than to do them. Like,
yeah, but then like I guess once like the day comes, it's like that's when it's worth it. But like even this Christmas, I was in bed because I did not feel well like this Christmas, and even Christmas Day, I was just not. I didn't feel well. I was just in bed literally all weekend, or what was it, for Friday and Saturday?
yeah.
And it was just like
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right? Christmas.
I'm still on the roller coaster of it.
It was just a big blur since Christmas. And then New Year's, and it was like, fuck, it's already the 4th.
It's been amazing though.
Yeah.
For me, it's been so good.
That's good.
I like just I've been on vacation basically.
That's good, B. See, there
Just
you go.
chilling.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you've worked your way to be able to be in that, you know, in that place, in that happy place, you know, and that's where we all should be able to, like, you know, strive to be in that place. You know what I mean? Because it did. I mean, you know, we're talking about energy and, you know, the holidays, and, you know, the holidays are just filled up with so much energy, and it just feels like it wasn't there. It wasn't completely there. I saw like multiple places like didn't even sell out, or their trees, you know, their Christmas trees. Like
they were giving out free trees.
They were giving
a
out
lot.
trees like 2 days, 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
That's unheard of, you know. Like, I've never heard of like people giving out trees. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard of that shit. So it's like usually we go buy a tree like, you know, like a month prior. We had one this year, and then we just put it up that we had from last year. But definitely, it was just a different kind of vibe. It was more of a just like, I hope we're all
Chill.
just doing well. It was more of a like, you know, like, don't worry about like money,
Everybody was
shit like
with
that.
their own.
Yeah, just worry about just health. Like, how's your family doing? Is your family well? You know, it's like, you know, keeping up with everybody. I think that's what really showed us that
I
was
did
more
see
important.
a lot of people like wanting to sponsor a family and stuff like that, like people that were in the means to do so. I saw a lot of that, which was really dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it shows you, I mean, it's not all bad, you know, like our communities are not all bad, you know, the rich, the poor, you know, we're all humans, you know. And when it comes down to dire situations and dire straits, I know humanity will pull forward, and we have to keep that light on, like, in our hearts, to think that, like, you know, that we are fucking human. And no matter what, if there is aliens controlling us, if it's the fucking dungeon people from under, you know, like, yeah, or if it's just, you know, or if it's nobody, you know what I mean? Like,
It might be just be nobody.
At the end of the day, we could just be fucking ourselves, like, just fucking a whole sense of community ourselves, and that we're not, like, together as one. that we just conjugate all these fucking things in our brains, and we think that everybody's out to get us, but in reality
We're just
like fucking not in tune with ourselves, and we're not in tune with our next partner, our our neighbor, our community, that we don't see that.
Yeah.
So I
So
mean, at the end of
true.
the day, it's just like maybe just fucking coming down and being vulnerable and being like, okay, so yeah, so let's sit down and see what's up with this.
And that starts with you though, because for me, my Christmas, I was very, very thankful for just the way it was. So just peaceful and just perfect, I want to say, because the last Christmas last year, we had a flood where they had to remove our entire floor and redo that. The only floor that they didn't was our little freaking bathroom. And it was just like, wow, really? Like, out of the entire place, that was the only place they didn't. So we had to pass our Christmas in, like, we stayed in a hotel, and then we moved to an Airbnb, because it was like that day. Like when the guy came, he's like, I'm like, well, how long do we have? He's like, well, I was supposed to start this like yesterday. It's that bad. I'm like, what? And so like having that as my Christmas, we couldn't take all the presents and all that, because that was just ridiculous. We're like, okay, we got to open the presents right here before we leave. Like, it was just like having that to this Christmas, just for me, it was just so perfect. This year was just, it was a great year, but it also is in my mindset. It's my mindset, because let me tell you, I could sit here and tell you guys all of like my issues, or like things that have to be paid and I don't know, or like my calendar not being full like it used to, or some little things like that, but I don't focus on that. It's all in the mindset. What you say, just not even just like what you put up front with people, like who you are, what you do. No, it's like what you say to yourself in your mind, like that, just like that peacefulness that we all have if we work for it.
Yep, most definitely. That's cool. I love it that you ended the year like in that good of a note, because I know like towards the middle of the year it was a hard time, and you came to us and you told us a couple times, and that's awesome. I'm glad that you changed your fucking mentality, and that as you can see, it is what you make it. You know what I mean? If the bills are still gonna be there, the bills are still gonna need to get paid. The stuff's still gonna have to go on, and the show must go on, and we can't let those little things sometimes, like take us down, because it does take you down to a deeper rabbit hole. Sometimes it feels like the world's falling apart, everything's falling, but it's just really in your head. And that's I went through those several times within December. It's just December. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you sit back and you're just like,
walk outside if you ever feel like that.
It was, for me, it's just like like walking outside, taking a walk, like at the end of the day, that kind of just really brings into perspective. For me, it's like, damn, just writing something down, like just, okay, going back to step one, the drawing board.
One thing I learned too is to be barefoot, because we are electric beings. And so when you're wearing shoes and socks, you're losing that connection between you and earth, and you're not energizing. You're not
so
soaking up that energy that you have.
Or hug a tree.
Connected to earth.
It's true. Hugging trees and all that, you ground.
Put your hands in dirt. Putting your hands in dirt. Being barefoot, even if it's inside your house, just be barefoot. Like, you need to connect back to earth, and you need to ground yourself.
Don't tell Jazz on that, because I told her to go put on your shoes.
Or if you have a Mexican mom, they're gonna tell you get sick because of that.
Yeah.
Not true.
Well, I mean, like, but, maybe not right now that it's cold, but maybe in the morning, take a walk outside.
Now you're going against my parents.
Before you take a shower.
Well, that's why I like doing my hikes a lot. Like, I'm not kidding. I love my hikings. And one of the things I just added was journal, like doing journals. So I go on a hike, and then I like find like a really gorgeous spot, and then I just start journaling and stuff. That's why. There you go. That's why, like, it's been fun. It's been so much fun. But like stuff like that really helps. And it's just looking into it, like, if you feel a certain way, things are going like wrong or whatever, just like find out what you're doing. What are you consuming? Because a lot of times it's not even just what we eat, but it's the consuming that we're like allowing in our brain, our body. We talked about energy, the people you surround with, like what goals do they have? Like, are they really even going to help you get there, or are they just slowing you down? Like, it's all about that. And also be 100% aware that you're responsible of it. The year's gonna go by, the days are gonna go by. So it's like you're responsible of your outcome. We have just one life. You're the author. What are we writing down? What are we doing?
That's great.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, ladies and gentlemen.
LOL.
We're going to let you guys go with this one. My Instagram handle is at Jorge, Macedo, Macedo, _760.
Go ahead.
Mama Nature V. Also Wigs by V.
And I'm Jocelyn. My Instagram and Twitter, and I don't know what else, is Gamblin, GAMBLYN. Make sure you guys like, rate us, whatever platform you're using, share us.
Criticize.
Oh, take a
Love
screenshot.
it.
Take a screenshot. Share us on your
Oh
stories.
yeah, follow
That'd be
us
super
on
cool. Let us
System in
know.
Place on Instagram, Sip Podcast on YouTube, and everywhere you watch or listen to podcasts. System in Place.
Peace.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye. Bye.